Alright, folks. I'm going to do this again. So, I want to do a quick update and quick review. So, I'm going to be that guy and tell you if you got a sign in your front yard that says free housing and you want to know why everybody's showing up at your house to get free housing, maybe you ought to take down that sign in your front yard. And yeah, that's the whole that's the whole concept of having that sign in your front yard. So you could give people free housing. But yeah, when somebody on the YouTube universe wants to sit there and put a sign up on their front page, oh, market crash tomorrow, market crash tomorrow, market crash in 2 weeks. Market, the crash has been canceled. Well, that's confusing. You just said that it was going to crash today. Okay. And, the simple fact other than that, you going to sit there and tell everybody, we could get some all-time new highs. I'm like, but you said it was going to crash. That was the title. I mean, that's called clickbait. I'm just trying to educate some of you folks about some things, It's like, it's the weirdest thing. I mean, we're all the fishes in the sea, and the folks that get it are sitting there throwing out these words and these worms, which are the words. They're sitting there throwing it out there, and we're like the fish that's going to bite that worm and get hooked on the hook that's inside the worm, all thinking that, we're going to get a decent meal. And here we go. We got a hook in our mouth, and now we're trying to figure out whether we want to take the sinker too. So I'm just putting the analogies out there, folks, because that's what I see, and I'm trying to help understand this concept. When somebody tells me market's going to crash tomorrow, sell the news, and they're not really explaining technically where the news is coming from. So, I'm not trying to sit here and tell folks that, hey, this news is coming from this website or that website, and I'm not telling anybody that there is news. But somebody out there is telling people, sell the news, but there's no news other than Canadian news that has nothing to do with the United States. And there's people out there that are like, there's a speech going on with some dude, but we don't know what the speech is about. Apparently the speech had nothing to do with it because it only moved 25 points. That's 28 points probably at the most. For my broker anyway. Okay. We got this right here. In 2 hours, 25 and a half points. In 2 hours. So, it's a little weird. Why am I selling the news? And that's as further as that the market was going to go. And then it all of a sudden went 30. Went 31 points north. Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know when I read a title. What am I supposed to understand? That if you're gonna tell me when I told you guys on the last video, if it was 6 points above this box, I would have done a potential buy. I mean, I would have bought the market. Put whatever, I don't know what the hell you call it, in your world of platforms. But I mean, I would have bought the market for X amount of points and got in and got out for the Friday day. Of course, I didn't, but because I do agree to a certain amount of extensions that the market could potentially crash, and then what normally would happen in the currency market, which is not the stock market, obviously. Typically, these double zeros, the triple zeros, are always something to be watched out for. I don't know, there's something about them that, the market likes it and the markets don't like it. And it was obvious that on Thursday, when we had this bull flag, hint, bull flag, that this was probably going to go north, but, hey, always a possibility that, it goes in the wrong direction because of whatever reason. But there's no confirmation to tell me that, just because the greed indicator is saying strong buy or over extremely greed or something, whatever, that investing.com or any other website talks about. It's a little crazy. So, but like I said, if you guys took the suggestion, which none of you have even seen that video, so I'm not really complaining about it, but I'm just saying, like, if you seen the video, that's you would have gotten it. At least if you saw my video, I told you to do that. And then look what would have happened. And you would have put a trade down here and shorted. And you would have taken the 5 to 10 points that you could have gotten. And you could have left it alone. Not a big deal. So, I mean, what exactly do we do at this point? I mean, if we're going to put a big sign out in our front yard, we're going to call it free housing. What do we expect? People to show up at our place and give them free housing. All right? You walk into a store, says free phone. Well, of course, we all know about the free phone deal. It's contract, you got to sign a contract first. Then you could get the free phone because you pay for it through the contract. But it is a free phone. You just got to pay it off in 3 years, which doesn't make any sense, right? Sign a 3-year contract for X amount of dollars. All right. Well, it sounds like I'm paying for it. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying with this situation. If you're gonna tell everybody, hey, sell it, what are you telling folks? Oh, but an all-time high. Well, 5K's an all-time high. And in the currency world, I know that there's a lot of volatility that can allow a market to be over-evaluated or under-evaluated. And then at that particular point, we have people doing their thing and getting out of the trades and such forth, whatnot. But, the whole thing here is, let's back up a little bit. All right, I just drew this earlier just to do this. This was back in December. So, December of last year, and it seems like, this is at the beginning here of December. The market still was going up for the US 500. Okay, right? So, I'm not sure what the ordeal is, but 15 days, 2 weeks later, everybody's starting to take profit. apparently that's what's happening here, is that everybody's starting to take profit. So, that's 136. That's a 136 point drop. So here we are, January. And this is the first week in January, is probably right into here. Yeah, first week in January. What do we see? 357 points. Wow, that's pretty good for, this particular moment. Yeah. So, I mean, what are we expecting here? I mean, it came up 121, came down 75, then shot up another 200, took a crap for 87 points. So there's a retracement of a certain percentage. Then it got jacked up another 130, come back down 50. It sounds like it's getting pretty tight to me, because these big moves are not happening as much. But this sounds like this is getting pretty tight. So the bubble sounds like it's getting ready to pop. And now whether the bubble pops in the downward direction is questionable, because there's no guarantee that it will. A bubble pop can just literally pop it, and it could go straight out of this freaking universe. And yeah, so there's really no indication right now that the market is going to go down at this particular point. But hopefully we get some retracements back down to the 5K, and that'll give us some confirmation, at least, to consolidate back over to there and give us a head and shoulders pattern where we might be able to identify if we're going to be going into a bear market soon. But I can't see why this market's continuing to go up with the president that we have in office right now. It's just mind-boggling. So, I don't know. This is pretty crazy. But what it sounds to me, though, is that this market is getting tighter at the top right now. And this could be the what we're looking for. But stay tuned on Monday morning. We'll find out whether we're going back to 5K or if we're going back above. And we'll see where it goes from there. All right, folks. Well, this is another edition of my rant and raves, and to help you guys out. And hopefully I'll do some more videos, but I'm only limited to 15 minutes. We'll have a good day.